looks like everything's working. How you doing? Hey there, this is Garber. And in this video, I am doing another Helix 2.80. What do I call it? Let me see what I call it exactly first. I'm orange. I'm only orange. I'm doing the HX Stomp Helix 2.8 update. And the question I'm asking this time is, are the Fullerton amps any good? There's three of them, I guess. There's a Norm, there's NRM, I'm sorry, where am I at? The Fullerton, not that one, we're in the wrong amp. Here's a Fullerton. This default settings. We've got the Fullerton Norm, or the Fullerton NRM, Fullerton BRT, and the Fullerton Jump. And so we're going to answer the questions, are these any good? These are the new, this is some of the new amps. Yesterday, my audio was completely screwed up. It was not synchronized, so I reset the camera completely and reset everything. Let's make sure it's still looking synchronized. Yesterday, my audio was not synchronized, so I reset the camera completely and reset everything. Let's make sure it's still... Looks like it's doing good right now. Orange, though. Orange. Yep, okay. So it does look like it's synchronized correctly. So here are the default settings of the Fullerton NRM. This is the bridge position. Okay, now here's the bridge. I mean the neck. So right out of the box, default settings. You know, I don't love it. Wait, is that what it comes like? Yeah, I think it comes like that. Yeah. Drive norm is all the way up. Just about all the way up by default. Working on my dominant seventh arpeggios, but it's just not. This sound by itself doesn't seem real impressive coming out of the box. So is it any good? I don't know. So let's lower my volume a little bit. All right, so that's the norm. That's the NR. Let's go to the standard for the Fullerton BRT. Bridge position. Jump. I don't hear any difference between those three, really. And now somebody pointed out to me yesterday, for whatever reason, the default when I choose the amp cab Fullerton. And again, and make sure we're synchronized. I'm kind of paranoid. Anyway, so somebody pointed out to me yesterday, and I forgot who it was, sorry, but it was a great point out that by default it comes with a 1x12 US Deluxe cab. Why? I say it again. Why? So we're going to immediately, before we even screw with anything else, we're going to go ahead and take that and change it right. So we're going to go ahead and get rid of this. We're going to choose a cab. And we're going to choose a bigger cab, not the 1x12. That's a weird selection, in my opinion. So we're going to choose something I know is pretty good. I can't remember what it was, though. We'll just get the Blackback 30. And then we're going to choose just the amp, the Fullerton amp itself only. Hey, Steve. How you doing, Mr. Steve Ozone? I got the screen on a different computer and I can barely see it. But anyway, hey, how you doing? Good to see you, Steve. Thanks for joining us. Testing out the Fullerton amps. All right, so here we go. Steve Ozone's a rock star. All right, so choosing the Fullerton amp alone and the Fullerton norm, because this is with the different cab, the 4x12 Blackback 30, because for some reason they put a 1x12 on it by default. Oh, is it really loud? Or like hot physically? Like you're hot because it's hot outside? Or because you're hot, it's like the volume's too loud on my thing when I'm playing? It's a good question. Now already it sounds much better. For sure. Let's see. So I think Steve Ozone must be somewhere where it's really hot outside. Having that heat wave. So again, this is a humongous difference already. All of a sudden this amp goes from a piece of junk. Yep. Yeah, outside. Yeah, volume. Yeah, and so it's like, I just don't understand. What's the thinking to put a 1x12 on that thing? Because that sounds terrible. You know, again, I don't even want to mess with it. But here's with a better cab, and all of a sudden it sounds better. Here's the neck. Volume lowered. Volume lowered on the guitar, that is. And sorry you're hot, Steve. Where are you located at? All of a sudden this amp is okay. And I still don't love it by default though. Let's see if we can get a better cab. We're going to see if we can get the best cab on it first before we even start messing with the other settings. Just to be honest, I don't love this. I don't love that. That doesn't make me happy inside. Okay. So it's not like oh wow, South Wales. So Steve Ozone is from South Wales in the UK. Wow, man, that's crazy. Over 100 degrees, man. I'm so sorry. This world's gonna not be in good shape, is it? He's under the EU heat wave. Hopefully you got your good air conditioner working, huh? Because it's hot. I don't really love this sound. I just don't love it. This is the default settings. So let's see if we can find a different cab. We're going to do a dual cab even. Go for the same thing with a dual cab. Well, she's a good woman then. She might want to be fanned herself. You know, happy wife equals happy life. Because Steve Ozone said his missus is fanning him right now as we speak. So I don't know, what do I think about this sound that under fault? I don't love it, but some people maybe love this kind of maybe they love this genre. Here's the neck position. I don't love it. I just don't love it. Let's see if we can try a different. See if we can try a different cab. Let's see if we can get something I love before we even start messing with it. It's not bad. Yeah, you see, there's not. Steve Ozone thinks it's not bad, but it's a bit bassy. Yeah, but it's just like, what is it? It's just, I mean, I guess it sounds like a real amp. I guess that's what it's coming down to. So line 6 probably is doing a good job, because it probably is an amp that the Fullerton is based off of, which I don't know what it is off the top of my head, but it probably sounds just like this. So they probably did a really good job with it. Just because I don't like it doesn't mean they did a good job. So then let's try a different. Oh, look at that. It's even more bassy. I just personally don't like that kind of distortion so far. Yeah, I just don't love it. Let's see what else we got here. Let's try the who what. I guess we're not going to end up changing the distortion from it. So let's try a couple more different amps. Let's see, I'm going to use this one again because this one's usually pretty good. Or the greenback, maybe? Or what about the solo lead? Oh, that's not bad. I don't love it, but it's better. Alright, so now we're going to go ahead and mess with some of the amp settings. Right now, look, this is something I really heard about this one that's really strange. Watch this. Okay, this is with the drive. There's a thing called a drive bright. It's at 3.4. The drive norm is at 9.3. Make sure the volume's not too loud. Is the volume too loud up there, Steve? Okay, so we're going to put the drive bright all the way up. Watch this. Oh, didn't do anything at all. Interesting. It was supposed to do something different. Maybe that was a different amp. Maybe I think the Grammatico did something different. Like with the drive bright, it made it less distorted and quieter. This didn't seem to do anything at all. I don't notice any difference. Literally, I have no difference at all. Anybody? No difference whatsoever. Okay, now this is starting to sound better. Taking some of that distortion off. Put it to about 3.4, like the same as the drive bright. And we got a good clean sound. Cleanish. not bad, but it's also not awesome. So we can't go high with the distortion, and so there's not a whole lot more we can do with it. So this is pretty much, this probably is, but I don't think we're going to get a radically much different of a sound. So let's see what else can we do with this. One thing we could try, interesting, we could try to put a, distortion pedal. I don't have that on the title, so it's not officially doing a distortion pedal demo. I could always add it maybe. We could try the Air Apparent. So far with not very much improvement. Now let's just avoid that for now. Let's just see if we can get a good sound with it, only with the amp itself. So what else can we do? I guess we could try. Let's try to change. Let's go to the Fullerton Bright or BRT. Again, I don't notice any difference whatsoever between that and that. I mean, it might do now because I tweaked it, but what if we put the drive all the way up? Woo! Doesn't do anything at all. I don't understand it. It just doesn't seem like the Fullerton settings are doing much. That's in my opinion. The drive bright does something on that one. God, that is so weak. And that's with the drives all the way up, and with the dual. Okay, let's take this 1x12 out. Let's put a watt in there instead. Let's put a black 30 in there. It just doesn't sound very good to me at all. All right, let's go with the Let's go with the third, with the jump. The Fullerton jump. Here goes, normal, standard. So let's go the drive down to 3.4. Can you hear me? 3.4, and then we're going to put leave the bright where it is, drive bright. The bridge over the neck with the volume down a little bit. Yeah, exactly. It sounds like a fuzz pedal. That's what Steve Ozone said. I agree. And I don't like fuzz puzzles. I like just fuzz puzzles. What's a fuzz puzzle? Fuzz pedal. Let's put the drive bright down to 3.4 too-ish. I definitely don't want to be in a fuzz puddle or whatever the heck that is. A fuzz puddle or a puzzle. Or a pedal for that matter. I don't know, man. I don't like them. Is it any good? I don't like it. Now, again, I'm not saying they didn't do a good job of imitating the amp. Whatever the amp is. Well, that's not terrible so far. Hold on. That's interesting. Well, it just sounds like a fuzz pedal. Or a fuzz puddle. Or a fuzz puzzle. Yeah, I don't like it. But again, I'm not faulting line 6. This might be just like the amp is supposed to sound. I just don't like the sound. So is it any good? In my opinion, okay, I gotta answer that fairly. It's good. I mean, there is some good in it, in that they did a good job of probably making it sound like a real amp. But is it any good in terms of what I like to play? No. Oh yeah. It's been a while since I played that. That was bad, bad, bad. Yeah. I've been totally playing around with the it's not a, I'm not sure if I think you're referring to me, but I've been playing around with the dominant 7th arpeggios. And I'll tell you why, and you know this already, but I'll tell you this anyway, because I've been always in the pentatonic scale, always, and phone's trying to ring, which is not good. Anyway, so I'm always in the pentatonic scale, and so this one you can follow. This helps you to follow around the chords in a blues situation. For instance, I'll show you this song. It's a blues backing. It's probably too low. Nope. All right. Okay, so here's the pentatonic like I normally do. Sick of doing that, you know, I guess because I do that all the time. I get sick to death of it. So I learned about this. I don't know where I got it from, but I learned somewhere that you can do the dominant 7th arpeggio over it and follow the chords. So you can do this. Then you can combine the two, like little pentatonic. So that's what I've been doing. I don't know where it came from. Oh, my bad. Okay, so Steve Owens was actually asking about that little jazz thing that I was playing just a second ago. And I got that from, let me look at this guy's name up. Who was it again? It was somebody on there. It was somebody on, let me see. Good ear, by the way, and good knowledge of music theory. Yeah, see, one thing I'm working on is my music theory. My music theory is bad, especially with chords. Yeah, the guy's name, I was watching the video from him, and it was, what's his name? It's, Sean Daniel. He did a video called How to Fake Jazz Guitar. And I need a mouse over here from this thing too. I need to do my, yeah, so, yeah, but he basically just, I knew this chord. I knew this one. I didn't know what it was called, but I knew it. But I believe that's an A major 7 or D major 7, I think. Is that what you said it was? Yep. And I knew that one. I knew this one. I knew the E minor 7th. I knew the A minor 7th, or the A7. But what he showed me was this. If you take this, if you're on the D major 7th, take these two fingers and switch them kind of like this, like that. You get that kind of little cool sound. And his whole point was that it's easy to do, and it sounds jazzy. And so I've been just kind of playing that. Anyway, that's what I've been doing. That's where I came from. Because I'm just trying to get more chords under my belt, for the love of Benji. Whoops. But you obviously have a lot of music theory understanding. Whoops. Say not play it. Yep, so that's where I came from. And then his point is you could play you can just do some pentatonic stuff over that. But I think you can do, it sounds a lot better to do a major, like a Ionian mode over it. Yeah, we're both still learning. There's so much to learn. I got overwhelmed yesterday because there's so much to learn. There's an unlimited number of chords to learn. There's not a number you can say how many guitar lessons are there or how many guitar chords are there. There's not a number. There's too many to count. It's infinite. And there are so many. So anyway, I'm just trying to get some more chords, shapes. I love shapes. I'm all about shapes. And so this is what do I think about this thing for the jazzy kind of stuff? I don't really like this. To be honest, I just don't like this amp very much. But I'm not saying again that they didn't do a good job of imitating the amp. I don't know what amp it is. But let's see if we can make it. Let's see if we can save the day with it. Let's go back to the norm. And then let's try. What is that open up here for? What is that thing? Go away. What is that thing open? Anyway, oh, here it is. All right. So then let's go to actually the Fullerton BRT, because that was less distortion, I believe. Oh yeah. What kind of rhythm? I can't even think of a rumba rhythm. Steve Ozone said we can play that in a rumba rhythm and it works really well. Like a wait. Yeah, it works on all kinds. I like some of this stuff too. Do it right. A little Wayne picking. No, Travis picking. Wayne picking. That's funny. All right. All right, so what we're going to do, because that's the cleaner. So now we are going to try to save this sucker with a distortion pedal, because I got to like this somehow. I got to like this preset somehow. Let's go ahead and lower it more. Let's get some of that distortion completely out, or as much as we can. Take down the drive bright. So we're on the Fullerton bright, or BRT, and we got this default settings, except for we're taking the drive bright down to 2.0 as well. I can't have a preset I don't like. Although it's labeled wrong, it's called Chromatica Bright. I need to call it Fullerton Bright, which I will do. That sounds pretty decent. I think it sounds pretty decent, clean. Why does my guitar show out of the picture? Alright, so now let's see if we can save this thing. Although I like distortion, I like clean sounds nowadays. I'm liking it more and more. I'm thinking about getting a Stratocaster. I need to get a single coil guitar because I'm really starting to like that. I really like that dominant seventh, yeah, arpeggio. It's fun. Alright, so let's see if we can get some distortion going on here now. But is that a good clean sound? Yeah, so I guess it is any good. So it answered my question. It is good. It's good in some ways, and not in other ways. These other chords from Justin guitar. What was that one? Something like this. All right, but you know what? You know something cool? I'm gonna do this real quick. No, I'm not. There's some down tuning stuff that's really cool, but I'm not gonna do it. All right, so let's focus. Let's get this thing distorted now with a distortion pedal, with a new distortion pedal. What's it gonna let me have? Anything? Anything? Or is it gonna prevent me from? Why won't it let me have the toned sovereign? That's weird. That's very strange. I want the toned sovereign, but it won't let me get a stereo version of it. Although it's not impressive even a little bit. Yeah, that run, that's a dominant seventh arpeggio. I'm not impressed with that at all. Let's go with a stereo one. I don't know why it's not letting me get a Stomp. Let's go for an air apparent then. Gain all the way up. Presence all the way up. Let's see if we can crank this sucker. Let's see if we can make this a cool amp. How's that? Yeah, the dominant 7th arpeggio is. I don't love it. I don't love this sound. What's voltage? Yeah, who cares? All right, what else? What's the other new ones? Diana Drive. That's another one. Let's see if that's any good. Cranking all the way up. All the way up. Man, I'm telling you, I'm sorry. I just don't love this amp. I do not love the Fullerton, no matter what I'm doing to it. What's another new one? Another new distortion pedal. I know there's 5 or 6. I can't remember which ones they are, though, unfortunately. Let's see. Top secret. No. Do you remember which ones the new ones are, Steve? KWB. Let's just try KWB, although that's not a new one. That's usually a pretty good one. Yeah, that's what I'm talking about. It sounds really wimpy. Alright, let's see. What else is new? I don't know which one's new, though. I think it's a fuzzy. I don't want any more fuzzes. Fuzzy. Oh, the Ampeg Scrambler's a new one. 0 amp bass. I guess we don't need a bass amp. We'll do it anyway. Yeah. Alright, next. Thrifter fuzz. I don't know if that's new. Ringer fuzz. I don't want any fuzz. Let's go to Scream thing sound. That's a Scream. Let's go for Scream 808. I think what it's coming down to. I don't like. I hate the Fullerton for distortion. Fullertons for distortion, but they're okay for clean. I think that's where I might be. Yeah. You're talking about something like this. Something like that. Yeah, there's different ways to do arpeggios. For some reason, I like this way. I don't know why, because I've been going crazy over it. I mean, it's like kind of like learning the pentatonic scale for the first time. You get this nice new little tool. 5/9 on the E string. 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. That's pretty long. 7 on the A string. Doing a arpeggio that Steve is teaching me as we speak. One problem I do have is my hands are small. I can do that though. And when you just go up, you do another octave after that. That's interesting. Okay, it's the same thing. That's what you're saying. Yep, you're right. It's the same one. I just figured that out as you said that. To me, it's a lot easier to do this way. Because it's all depends on what you're good at. You know, because this one I've been practicing. I learned the John Mayer like a little while ago, and it really made me practice it. So I think I like this better, like this thing. So I got really good at doing this. So that's kind of like the same notes. Up, down, down, down. Yeah. That's a good way to do it. I used to know this one, which is totally different. Well, yeah, the other way you can do that same one you're talking about. Thank you for teaching me that, though. And I think what I like about this also is it's easier to do something like this. I mean, you can still do it the other way, but it's like my hands are kind of smaller, so the stretching thing. Interesting. Like to me, it's harder to do this. Than it is to go. Because you can even do a pull off. You can't do a pull off here. You can go. You can't really do pull off with this, really. Anyway, I guess it's all preference, right? Yeah, you're so Steve Ozone's an economy player. I lost the video. Come on, connect. I don't know why I lost the video for a second, but there it is. Should be back now, or in a second. The other way you can do that same thing as this. Yeah, that's not the same. Now this one that you just taught me looks kind of familiar. Yeah, I used to know that or something. Guess that would be the rest of it. It's kind of annoying how there's so many different ways to do the same thing. Yeah, I guess that stretch is my problem. Alright, so back to this thing. I don't like the amp for distortion. I think that's where it comes down to. Is the Fullerton any good for distortion? In my opinion, yes, just because it sounds like a real amp, but I don't like it at all. But it's decent for clean, I think. Yeah, that makes sense. So Steve is saying that he likes these kind of arpeggios because it covers two octaves instead of just one, like mine does. Actually, mine is 2 too, but yours is more than 2. I think yours is 4. No, actually, it's the same notes. As far as where you are on the pick on the fretboard, I guess. I need to learn more of those kind of things. Yeah, that's what, yeah. You're in the same note. That's what I was about to say. We're in the same notes, but you come out of the box more. Yeah. Okay, so I don't think there's anything else to do with this amp, and I don't know what else I can do to make it better. Any suggestions that we can somehow make the distortion better? Put the drive bright a little higher. That's a little bit better right there. That's not a bad sound at all. I don't know if that's distortion or not. Yeah, so to answer the question, overall, Fullerton amps are they're not. What was the question again? They're not. There's some good in them. They're not just useless. But I don't love the distortion. Drive Bright seems to have more of a positive direction than the other one. Kind of like that a lot, actually. So there is promise with the Fullerton BRT with the Drive Bright all the way up. And the Drive Norm being down to about 2. Yep, exactly. Yeah, Steve Ozone agrees with me that's not a great default setting. And if you mess around with it too much, you're making a new amp, so it's not really. Oh, even that I don't love it. I mean, it sounds good for some things, like. Gotta play that, but anyways, like for open chords, it sounds decent. Decent, not great. Or maybe like the Who stuff. Again, it might just be also a preference thing, genre thing. Interestingly, I don't notice a lot of difference between the 3 versions. I'm gonna see if we can, since this is as good as we've had this sound without a distortion pedal. Let's see if adding a distortion pedal now will give it something. Give it a little, maybe a sound. We can get it to sound good now. Let's see what happens. Air apparent, drive gain. It's my go-to song to test this kind of an amp. Let's put the gain up. That sounds decent right there. What do you think? If I put the presence up. Overdrive. let's see. We want distortion. I think we're getting somewhere. Listen to this. This sounds pretty good. Let's try another, let's try the scream on this one for fun. There's too many things that are beeping at me. I don't like all the notifications that are all over the place with computers and phones and all this stuff. All these stinking notifications are super irritating. Whoa, listen to that. That's not bad at all. I still think the Scream 808 is probably one of the best pedals, distortion pedals. That's that versus the, let's try the Diana. Yeah, I like the Scream. That's the best I think we're going to get this thing. It's a good idea. Maybe a compressor. See if Ozone suggested a compressor. Let's go with a Dynamics. Let's go with a normal dealio, the old LA Studio comp. Huh. I think we're on to something. We might be onto a new preset that's not bad. I still don't love it. See, does that? I think it does help. Let's turn it off again. Oh yeah, the compressor makes a big difference. Let's try a different distortion pedal now since we have the good compressor. I wanna give these new ones a chance. Air apparently. Did you? Yeah. Interestingly, I didn't really like how the neck sounded. Let me try it again. What were we on? We were on that one. I didn't really like how the neck one sounded. It's not bad though, I guess. It's long lasting, that's for sure. Yeah, I think it's a decent preset. Funny thing is, I'll put it on line 6, and people will probably love it. The ones that I love, people say, "Yeah, it sucks." Let's try it with the little jam track and see how it sounds. Yeah, it's a different kind of distortion. It's pretty cool how you can do that though. I know. I might have a bad attitude. I know. Just sometimes people like. I think it's a really awesome preset, and people are like, two. I like how long it lasts. This is a tube scream right now. It's cranked all the way up. I do like how long it lasts. What I've been also doing is you can do the same thing with the Mixolydian that you can do with that. You can follow the chords around with the Mixolydian in blues just like you can with the dominant 7th arpeggio. Also a Dorian. That doesn't seem to work. Lydian and the mixed Lydian to make Lydian dominant. Yeah, I'm not. I know the Lydian and the mixed Lydian, but yeah. You're talking about the. I have to think of that through. I have to think that one through. Sounds good to stopping sometimes, doesn't it? Exactly. That's what I'm trying to do better. Just playing through with the chords because it just sounds so much better. I wonder if I can try strict minor or major. Let's see what happens there. It doesn't work right good. Major or minors don't work by themselves, really. These are seventh chords. Combination. So I guess this is a pretty decent distortion. Yeah, exactly. It's hard to know all the notes. I'm working on that. I'm not good at it yet, but I'm working it. Yep, exactly. With the pentatonic scale, you don't have to memorize anything. You just... Except for the box shape. Which is nice sometimes. And I've been doing this extended one where you go and carry that shape all the way across the neck. That's been helping me get across the neck a lot more. Rather than going. Now I'm starting to prefer the other. Thank you. That sounds good. Thank you for the compliment. I'm starting to prefer the dominant seventh arpeggio over that for some reason. It sounds, my ears are getting used to it. Going back and forth is kind of fun. Look. Trying to find a place to bend. Yeah, so Steve's telling me to use the Plymouth Mixolydian with the pentatonic. Yep, that's exactly. You're telling me exactly the stuff I've been learning that people are telling me to do. To go, you know, to kind of add. The only thing I don't like about that, although I think it's a good idea, I was trying to get completely away from the pentatonic some of the way, but a way to add to the pentatonic is to, you know, add some of the elements of the modes to it, like the Mixolydian and the Dorian. That's one of my favorite licks right there. I'm looking for a bend. Yeah, it does. Where's that bend? Can't bend to that. That's one place you can bend. There's a place you can bend. It's hilarious. I just did that right as you were typing that. I did that. Oh, using the height. Oh, yeah. Oh, yes. That's all the way to the 19th. I can't do that one. It's a long bend right there. I'll break my string, I'm sure. This one I can do. It sounds pretty wicked, actually. Hey, Mitch, what's going on, man? Mitch in the house. Mitch Hammond in the house. I don't know what's gotten into me now. cool. You have the day off. Oops, I've slopped that up. Thanks, man. Thanks, Mitch. I'm going back and forth between the pentatonic scale. Me and Steve are talking about it. Pentatonic scale and the dominant seventh. And some of the Mixolydian. Some Dorian. Listen how long this bend lasts with this new amp. Then it just dies, doesn't it? Gotta be out of tune by now. Bad notes. I don't really like the neck position very much. Oh, that's funny, Mitch. I was thinking about that the other day. I don't use my Boss very much, but I'm not going to sell it because it's such a good amp. I mean, in time, I'll probably use it with the. I think the best combination is using the Line 6 HX Stomp or whatever Helix you're using through the Boss. That's a bad butt combination. Because it's just so cheap. It's such a good amp for such a good price. It doesn't, to me, it doesn't make any sense to sell it. But again, it works really well with the Helix stuff, unless you have a power amp cab or something. So I guess this preset's pretty much done. But I don't like how the next part sounds though. I don't know really what to do about that. It's not terrible. What is one more thing I could add to it? Is there something I could add to it that make it better, even a better preset? What about any? We don't have any new modules, do we? They didn't have any new models, did they? Modules? Man, I don't gig much. I play at my church. Yeah, yeah, I mean, I still think it's a good amp to keep, unless, you did buy some expensive guitars and some expensive gear, though. You could probably use the money back from the Stomp. You're just not going to get much for the quality of it. You're not going to get much of it. It's hard to sell stuff back. You don't get jack. The other day, actually, I was playing the Boss Katana at the store with a Stratocaster, and it sounded ridiculously. It sounded amazing. And you really can't produce that sound. You really can't produce what the Katana can produce with the HX Stomp. Now, I don't think they gave us any new modules, did they? With the update, there was no modules. I mean, that's a little bit disappointing. One module would have been cool, or anything. I think that's about everything. Oh yeah, they did give us a new filter, which I explored ridiculously yesterday. So I think this must be the preset. This might be good. So here's the final of the preset. What kind of TV you getting? Yeah, I do play drums and piano a little bit, and I started out with the keyboard, but for a while there I was getting into the drums big time. But I figured I want to be good at one thing, really good at, rather than decent at a bunch of things. And so I was gonna try to get really good at the drums too. It's just too. I mean, I don't think I can do both. It just requires way too much time. It's fun though. It's fun to have it when I want to play a song or whatever. Maybe I'll get back into it later. Who knows? I got so much to learn on the guitar. The more I learn, the more I gotta realize how much I gotta learn. There's so much stuff I don't know. I start off with the keyboard though. Trying to think of some more songs this distortion would be good for. Yeah, I did that before. Steve Ozone saying he was thinking about getting an electronic drum for his house. That's the long time ago I did that. That was the route I took, and I was playing some stuff and it was kind of cool. But then I real quickly got disgusted with the drum sound. I don't know what happened. It was just I just hated it. I despised it, so I just quit playing and then sold it. So then a couple years went by, and then I bought a drum set, and it sounds so much better. But then, it's just everything's so time consuming. It's hard to find a good electronic set, because then also it screws your playing up if you're not used to playing. I mean, if you're playing on the electric all the time, on the electric drums that is, and not on the acoustic drums, it can mess up some of your skills. Yeah, they are. They're better now. Yeah, that's true. They are better now. But still, we have a really, really good one at church, and you just can't really compare them to a real drum set, in my opinion, because it doesn't feel exactly the same. Yeah, I love how this sounds. Okay, so I'm going to go ahead and close out. Thanks, guys, for joining me. And if you like this video, whoever else is watching or who's watching this later, then give me a like and subscribe to see more. And yeah, actually, Mitch, that's what I do now. I mean, that's what I did. I went through this period where I was playing. I was playing guitar, bass, and then I got the drum set, and so then I was on this kick where I was doing all the instruments and recording. And I did a bunch of good songs. I did some Maiden songs. I did some other stuff. And then when I started writing stuff, and that was fun too. But then, and then recently I just was making a song, and I just threw a drum track on from Logic Pro, and it was just so much easier, and it sounded so much better. And so it's like, oh, crap. Yeah, it's just so much easier to use the drum tracks because it's all mixed well, and it sounds better, and it's on beat, and it's, and you can change it easily. And so it's just hard to justify. Again, if I was a drummer, if that was my main instrument, obviously it would be fun. But my main instrument is guitar, and so it just becomes really, really time consuming. But yeah, and it's just hard to get the same mix. So anyway, So anyway, so have a good day off, Mitch, and thanks for joining me, Steve. And you guys are friends, aren't you? You guys know each other? All right, see you guys. Peace out.